Okay, the time is now to make the bread. We have the really nicely developed seed, a good quantity. This is going to this is going to make our bread rise. And now we're going to put it all together and start the bread. So this will be familiar. We've been doing the same thing, just in smaller quantities. This is punching up a little bit. There's a recipe here. It's not a recipe, actually. It's the quantities of the ingredients, and I'll be sending that sheet to you, and then I'm showing you the method rather than writing the whole thing out. And it could be complicated to write out. I think it's a little bit better to see it. So here we go. Now we're going to put in 330. This is a zeroed out on a scale. This is just my regular Cuisinart KitchenAid mixer. And we're going to put in 330 grams of just plain bread flour. Wow, I almost had it just on. That almost never happens. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting picky. Okay, that's perfect. That's just fine. Now, let's see what we have here. Our water, 100% saturation. Oh no, first, sorry, let's put in our whole wheat and rye flour. This is a smaller amount. This is going to be 77 grams. Just goes right in there. We're good there. Now we're going to put in our water, and that's 239 grams of water. So we're going to zero it out again. And we're going to go for 239. I know this is tedious, right? I went a little over 10. I'm going to take a little out because this is a slumpy dough. Okay, that's perfect. Now, out of this jar, we have made enough in this jar to seed our sourdough and to have enough left over to create the next batch of sourdough we're going to be using. So this is how you keep your sourdough going. And what we will do is we'll put in the number of grams we need for this, which is going to be 204 grams of this. And all we need is 10 more grams to add to 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water, 10 grams out of here, and presto, you've got your next seed. So that's how we do that. And that's how it just keeps going. All right, so let's get some, we're zeroing it out again. And I'm going for 204. It's going to take quite a bit, so I go ahead and just pile the first bit in. 128. I'll see if I can make it so you can see it. Probably this is awkward. 178, 179. We're getting closer, so I'm going to spoon it in now. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's 204. Don't tell anyone I did that. They wouldn't believe it. All right, this is ready to go. What we haven't added is the last ingredient, which will be salt. And I will explain that to you as this thing is, hopefully you can hear it. We have a dough hook in there. We're going to put the dough hook in, turn it on, start slow because you know what a mess can be made. Let it combine, and it's going to start to form a ball. We're not adding the salt because we don't want to retard or stunt the appetite or development of our little yeast cells, which are doing just fine right now. We really want this to get a nice punch to really eat. Autolyse is roughly saying it's a feeding on oneself. So what's happening is the bread will be eating vigorously. Just like the starters did when we had those little things, we didn't add any salt. This won't add salt until it's actually got its first punch. And then we're going to put in 1 hour, we'll put in 10 grams of salt, which seems like a lot of salt. You're going to be surprised, but if you don't have it, your bread will taste like nothing you want to eat. So I'm going to speed this up so it can start to lick the sides of the bowl. Now that it's sort of hydrated, it's licking the sides of the bowl. and pulling this in together to a ball. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of kneading here. Not with this particular dough. So you probably want it to go about 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. You could even go a minute or two. But it looks like it's doing pretty well. Sometimes what I like to do is stop it, open it, disrupt the ball a little bit, just move it around. You can see it's all in there nice. It's cleaning the sides off. And then I go back, let it form a new ball. All right. This is one little trick I use for me. But after I've got my vegetables from the market, I like to just take a regular vegetable, you know, the kind you get your veggies in. I cut it up the side. Okay, we're done there. I cut it up the side. That opens it up like a little hat sort of thing. I put it around here. Tuck it into the handle, see if I can cover it. And I will leave this on the bench. I do unplug it because if somebody comes up and turns it on, that paper and that plastic and that dough is going to get completely entangled, and you've ruined it all. So just to be on the safe side, I unplug it so it's it can't do anything. So here we go. This is going to be an hour on the bench. After that, we start creating a little bit more air in the bread. We're going to do what they call a pull and tuck method, and then we'll be baking it after a bit. So this is video 4. This is now in the beginning of the bread making itself. And we'll have another video a little later today. Thanks, bye.